Hello everyone and welcome to this video going over the Roots of a Dread chapter, coming soon to Dead by Daylight, and everything I'm going to go over is in the public test build. Let's start off with the new killer, the Dredge. The Dredge's power is called Reign of Darkness and gives the Dredge two special abilities. The first ability is called the Gloaming. You can press and hold the power button to activate Gloaming. Once active, the Dredge leaves a remnant behind and can move around. If the Dredge aims at a locker and presses the ability button, it can teleport into the locker. Or if you press the attack button, you will return to the remnant. The remnant is disabled when teleporting to a locker or when a survivor touches it. While teleporting and while in a locker, the Dredge will have the undetectable status effect. When the Dredge first teleports to a locker, the doors will rattle as the monster moves in. If the Dredge stays in the locker for a while, then an eerie particle effect appears around the sides of the locker. When survivors get close to the locker, they will also hear some nightmarish noises. While in a locker, aim at any other locker and press the ability button to teleport again. Each teleport consumes a power token, and the Dredge has 3 power tokens. While in the locker, the Dredge can see the surrounding area to scout for survivors. Exiting the locker or returning to your remnant will activate the Gloaming's cooldown, after which all power tokens are recharged. Now, if the Dredge teleports to a locker while a survivor is in it, or while the survivor is opening the locker, the Dredge will immediately grab the survivor and put them on its shoulder. Now, there is a slight counter to the Dredge's power. Survivors can place locks on lockers to slow the Dredge exiting them. The Dredge can break locks by exiting the locked locker, or by performing a base attack on the lock. Each locker can only be locked once. The second part of the Dredge's power is a Nightfall. The Nightfall meter builds when a healthy survivor is injured, a survivor is hooked, or the teleport power is used. The Nightmare meter also feels faster for each survivor in the injured state. Once the Nightfall meter is full, Nightfall begins. During Nightfall, survivors must navigate in darkness. The Dredge will see all survivors with a white aura, making them highly visible and preventing them from hiding. On the survivor side, they will see the Dredge have a bright white aura, so they can see it from far away. Along with this, the Dredge's teleport is faster with a shorter cooldown, and the Dredge has the undetectable status effect, which hides its red stain and terror radius. Additionally, when the Dredge teleports to a locker, any nearby survivors will be revealed by the Killer Instinct effect. Only the Dredge can see how close the Nightfall meter is to being completed. Survivors will only see the Nightfall meter when Nightfall has been triggered. But if you want to know numbers, Nightfall lasts 60 seconds, and its time can be reduced by survivors who destroy the Dredge's remnant. Now let's take a look at his 3 unique perks: Darkness Revealed, Dissolution, and Septic Touch. Darkness Revealed. When you search a locker, the auras of all survivors within 8 meters of any lockers are revealed to you for 3, 4, or 5 seconds. This perk has a 30-second cooldown. Dissolution. 3 seconds after injuring a survivor by any means, Dissolution activates for 12, 16, or 20 seconds. While Dissolution is active, if a survivor fast vaults over a pallet inside of your terror radius, the entity will break the pallet at the end of the vault, and Dissolution deactivates. And Septic Touch. Whenever a survivor performs the healing action within your terror radius, that survivor suffers from the blindness and exhausted status effects. These effects linger for 6, 8, or 10 seconds after a healing action is interrupted by any means. They also added a new general killer perk in this chapter called Shattered Hope. It says whenever you snuff a boon totem, the totem is destroyed instead. When you destroy a boon totem this way, the auras of all survivors inside the boon totem's range are revealed to you for 6, 7, or 8 seconds. Now let's take a look at the Dredge's add-ons. Iridescent Wooden Plank. Survivors are afflicted with the exposed status effect for the last 12 seconds of Nightfall. Sacrificial Knife. Exiting a locker during Nightfall blocks all vault locations within 16 meters for 5 seconds. Boat Key. increases teleport speed by 25% while not in Nightfall. When the generators are powered up, all active locks are instantly broken. Field Recorder. Nightfall is active at the start of the trial. Nightfall is automatically triggered when the last generator is repaired. Any survivor that comes into contact with a remnant is afflicted with the exhausted status effect for 15 seconds. Lavalier Microphone. Survivor auras are revealed for 3 seconds when using the last teleport token. When entering a locker using teleport, other lockers within 6 meters of survivors open and slam their doors. Tilling Blade. When a survivor is injured from full health during Nightfall, they are afflicted with the blindness, hemorrhage, and mangled status effects for 60 seconds. Broken Doll. Increases the duration of Nightfall by 20 seconds. Destroyed Pillow. Decreases teleport cooldown by 2.5 seconds during Nightfall. Automarian Writing. Decreases teleport cooldown by 4 seconds while not in Nightfall. War Helmet. Increases Killer Instinct duration by 1.5 seconds during Nightfall. Worry Stone. Reveals the aura of a survivor for 6 seconds when they lock a locker. Air Freshener. Adds 1 additional power token for teleporting. Burnt Letters. Increases the amount Nightfall charges when injuring a survivor by 25%. Fallen Shingle. Using Reign of Darkness increases a Nightfall charge speed by an additional 15% per second. Haddie's Calendar. Decreases the time to exit a locker by 1 second. Malthinker's Skull. Increases Nightfall charge speed by 66% while any survivor is injured. Caffeine Tablets. Auras of locked lockers are visible in yellow while charging the gloaming and teleporting. Follower's Cow. Teleporting to the remnant will activate Killer Instinct even when not in Nightfall. Mortar and Pestle. The dredge will emerge from its remnant facing the same direction as when teleport is activated, instead of the direction facing when the remnant was placed. Wooden Plank increases the amount Nightfall charges when a survivor is hooked by 25%. And those are all of the Dredge's add-ons. Now let's take a look at the new survivor, Haddie Kaur. Haddie Kaur's 3 unique perks are Inner Focus, Residual Manifest, and Overzealous. Inner Focus says you can see other survivors' scratch marks within a 32 meter range of you. Whenever another survivor loses a health state within a 32 meter range of you, the killer's aura is revealed to you for 3, 4, or 5 seconds. Residual Manifest. After a successful killer blind action, the killer is affected by the blindness status effect for 20, 25, or 30 seconds. This perk grants the ability to rummage through an open chest once per trial and will guarantee a basic flashlight. And Overzealous. After cleansing any totem, this perk activates. Your generator repair speed is increased by 4, 5, or 6%. This perk deactivates when you lose a health state by any means. Let me know what you think of these new perks and the new killer, the Dredge, in the comments below. Is it a good power? Is it bad? Are the perks good? Are the perks bad? Is there any builds you're excited to try out with these new perks and the killer power? Thanks for watching and see you next time.